Should you be running bid caps on Facebook or the classical auto bid, also called lowest cost, highest volume? This is a question I get asked a lot, and in this video I will explain the main difference and also the strategy that I'm going for. So for context, my name is William and I run an agency for e-com brands. We make high-performing ad creatives and do media buying for 7 to 9 figure e-commerce brands. And I've tested Autobid as well as bid caps on multiple accounts. So this is what we got from it. Let's start with Autobid. So when you use the Autobid option, you just set a specific budget in Facebook that you're ready to spend every single day, and then Facebook spends that budget. If you set up, let's say $200 per day, it might spend on one day 190, on another day 210, but on average or 7 days it will always spend $200 per day. As simple as that. Now let's go over the advantages. The advantage is that you will always get data in return, and another advantage is that it always spends. So no matter how good or bad your ads are, you start building the funnel, you start getting first data in, and you can analyze that, identify what you can do better and work upon that. Now the advantage that it always spends is also something that some people see as a disadvantage. If you're low in budget, you of course wanted to only spend on winning ads. So if you just spend a certain set amount per day, your ads might underperform or run not profitably during testing. You will also have to set and adjust the budget multiple times a week depending on performance, so that you spend more when it performs better and less when it doesn't perform as well. So much about the Autobid strategy. Now let's look at the bid cap strategy. So for the bid cap strategy, we also set a budget that is like the maximum budget Facebook can spend in a day, but much more important than that is the bid cap that you actually set. When you set a bid cap, you actually tell Facebook, okay, look, I want to have such a cost per conversion, or I want to have such a cost per click, or whatever event you are optimizing for. Now Facebook will go and spend maybe a little bit, but it will only spend your entire budget that you set if it thinks it can actually fulfill your bid cap. So that also means if you have good ads, it will spend more. If you have weak ads, it will spend less. If you have a day of good performance, it will just automatically scale basically and spend more, as long as it doesn't exceed your budget that you set. If there's a bad day, it will automatically spend less. And of course, it's quite low risk because it won't happen that you spend a lot of money without getting anything in return. Those are the advantages. Now let's have a look at the disadvantages. So while it sounds very good to only spend when you actually get something in return, there are some weak points of this strategy as well. One thing is that you don't get any data if it doesn't spend. It's a very common problem of people who run bid caps, that you set up bid caps, you set up some ads to test, and then Facebook just doesn't spend on it. And you can't even tell exactly what went wrong because you have no data to analyze. Another thing is also that if you set your bid cap too low, Facebook will go for those people that are easiest to convert. Now, who in the funnel, if you imagine a funnel, is easiest to convert? It's of course the bottom of funnel that is already about to buy from you. So if you set your bid too low, it might be that Facebook only retargets people that are already in your funnel and converts them, and basically you empty your whole funnel and then nobody is left in the funnel to sell to. And it also doesn't build your funnel and doesn't advertise to new people, because to target and to convert those is of course more expensive, and if you have set the bid cap lower than that, then it won't do that. This is why a common issue with bid caps is also that when you set it up, you get really good performance, consistent performance, and good cost per conversion, just as you set your target to be. But then after some time, it's just spending completely and you have basically no business. So let's come to the conclusion. Which strategy should you actually run? So based on the problems that I've previously described, if you know your exact bid that you have to set to also reach not just a bottom funnel audience, but actually also new cold people, a top of funnel audience, and if you have a big pipeline of creatives coming in every single week that you can just throw into the account and test, and you don't care if like 80% of them don't spend and the other 20% actually succeed, and if you also don't care that much about analyzing specifically why a specific angle didn't perform, but just doubling down on what works, bid caps can be a good strategy for you. Based on this, you can probably already see that it works specifically well for big brands that have the resources and the capacity to launch lots of creatives every single week, and that can afford that a majority of them doesn't take spend, and then they basically just get the data from, okay, what took spend versus what didn't take spend. Whereas if you have limited data or limited ad creatives that you are running, you can't afford to get no data, because you have to get data to analyze it and to understand what's wrong so you can fix it. Otherwise, you're just blind and can't even spot the problem in your funnel and don't know how to fix it. Also, if you don't know exactly the bid cap that you can afford and that is needed for Facebook to also target a cold audience, not just the middle or the bottom of your funnel, and you might set it too low so you just empty your funnel, you will just burn out your funnel and the whole account would stop spending. So if you have limited resources and don't know the perfect bid cap for your business, then I highly recommend running running Autobid, because that will actually allow you to build a funnel Facebook will spend on a cold audience and get people into your funnel no matter how much it costs. And it will also give you the opportunity to get data and analyze if your funnel is running really well or what step of the funnel you should optimize. Now, if you want me to help you with the most efficient ad creatives and with the most efficient media buying setup that is up to date, just click the first link in the description and schedule a free call with me today. Also, if you're scaling your brand and are interested in the systems you actually need to scale it to 8 figures and beyond, check out this video where I break down exactly how to do that. Keep scaling, see you there.